Al Maluki a little bit restless. They're ready.
They're under starters' orders, they're off.
And for the getting out stakes, Al Maluki was a little slow to stride the favourite, restless in the stalls and jumped away in last place. Jumping off first was Peaceful Reply with Ash Gore towards the outside. Then Persian Charmer lying third. Super Ensis is pushed along 4 to go the gallop. Then Special Risk and Starlight Rose, and Al Maluki must be 8 or 10 lengths off the pace. The pace is a demanding one. Peaceful Reply and Ash Gore are duelling for the lead, 3 or 4 lengths to Persian Charmer. Special Risk is bumped along next, then Super Ensis, Starlight Rose, and finally Al Maluki as they gallop down towards halfway. These two leaders, Peaceful Reply and Ash Gore, they're not hanging about, they want to get home. 3 lengths to Persian Charmer in third, then Super Ensis, Starlight Rose. Al Maluki is now galloping through the field, cutting through them like a knife through butter, running down towards the final quarter mile. Peaceful Reply the leader, Ash Gore has pulled the whip, Starlight Rose looking for a run. Here comes Al Maluki in the light green jacket. Persian Charmer is hanging like a granny's tooth down the outside. They've got just over a furlong left to go. Al Maluki strikes the front. The last favourite of the night goes on from Ash Gore, Starlight Rose and Persian Charmer. Racing well inside the final furlong. It's Al Maluki and Ray Cochrane gonna do the business. Al Maluki 2 or 3 lengths, Starlight Rose tight for third, then Persian Charmer and Ash Gore.
First number 2, second number 7, and a photograph for third place. First number 2, Al Maluki. Second number 7, Starlight Rose. A photograph for third place.
I would think if there's one race where you're going to have some fairly hefty bets on a horse, it would be this race and Blue Blazer on this Goodwood card. Not much doubt about that. And hardens slightly to 11 to 8 on. No chances taken in the ring for all the reasons that Jeff and Ian have just discussed. 11 to 8 on Blue Blazer, and pretty easy to back anything else. 5 to 1 Princely Favour and Starlight Rose. Out to 6s goes Austral Jane, and it's 16 to 1 Lockhaw. It's a trappy card tonight, and you would imagine that 1 or 2 serious bets might be struck about the favourite here. Blue Blazer, 11 to 8 on.
May just, you know, it helps. So there you are. You can just see the hole in the cup of the blinkers there.
That's the benefit of a visor rather than blinkers then, is it? Or is it that a horse might panic with a tunnel vision of blinkers?
Well, that's what they're put on for. I mean, to scare the horse, to be frank about it. I mean, you know, you're just trying to encourage the horse to do a little bit more, and if they can't see too much, the idea is that frightens them. If you go the whole hog, you put a hood on and stuff their ears with cotton wool so they can't hear anything either.
Well, the goggles are going down. They're going round behind. They've made up quite a bit of time at Goodwood. The race will be off, I should think, very shortly indeed. Now, they're loading up, and the loading up process with just 5 runners shouldn't take too long. Here's a final show of betting.
Very strong favourite indeed. 6 to 4 on Blue Blazer. Was always going to be short. Surprises some of us, it's as short as that. 6 to 4 on Blue Blazer. 5 to 1 Austral Jane back in from 6s. 11 to 2 Princely Favour and Starlight Rose, and 20 Lockhaw.
Now waiting for one of the 5, Starlight Rose, to go into stalls. Into stall 6, she'll go under Tyrone Williams. She's got red and white colours. She's a couple of yards away from the stalls at the moment, just coming through there blindfolded. All the other 4 very calm indeed in the stalls. Blue Blazers in the blue colours over on the far side, but they're all now in. Mile the trip here, and they're away. And no one really too keen to force any sort of pace. Blue Blazer prominent early on the outside. Then tracking that one is Austral Jane, pulling very hard indeed. The other 3, they're going no pace at all. Princely Favour's virtually side on and racing along with his head cocked out to the right. Just in behind these, the yellow blinkers of Starlight Rose, and back marker is Lockhaw. That's surprising. Lockhaw made the pace last time at Epsom, but doesn't want to make it here tonight. So Blue Blazer has to do the donkey work. But now on the inside, as they pass the 6, comes Princely Favour. Brian Rouse goes into second place, just on the inside of Austral Jane, who's just hidden there marginally, going fairly well under Reed on the far side. After these comes Starlight Rose, and then about 3 or 4 lengths off these can Lockhaw. Lockhaw being pushed along now and different tactics don't seem to be working this evening for Lochore, but it's Blue Blazer travelling strongly as they now race downhill. The mist really coming down here at Goodwood, but they are now back into the home straight. Blue Blazers leading, Princely Favour moving into second place ahead of Austral Jane. Then comes Starlight Rose in fourth place, still trying to make ground on the wide outside. Lochore is trying to hang on with them, but it's finding it heavy weather here as they flash past the 3 furlong marker. It's Blue Blazer with the narrow advantage. Now Tyrone Williams gets a great run out of Starlight Rose on the wide outside. Princely Favours between those two, Austral Jane, and then comes Lochore staying on. Any of the 5 can still win inside the 2. It's Blue Blazer being pressed on the wide outside now by Starlight Rose. Princely Favour now looks as though the weight's holding him. Lochore still staying on, and he's looking for room in behind the leader. It's Blue Blazer from in second place, Starlight Rose inside the final furlong. Lochore is still coming there between horses, but Blue Blazer has first run as they come inside the final 100 yards. It's Blue Blazer. Lochore's absolutely flying home. Could yet be tight. Blue Blazer from Lochore, desperately tight here. Blue Blazer and Lochore, they flash past together. Back in third came Starlight Rose, in behind those Princely Favour, and tailed off fifth and last was Austral Jane. A really tight finish here.
For the off, Dalala, who'd eased, and Crystal Ray steady. Out to 7-2 went astern. 7-1 Rock the Boat, 8 Starlight Rose, 10 Ruby Cooper, and 33 Grey Watch. So just before the off, we had joint favourites.
And they're off. Full length of the straight course in front of them. A mile is the trip. And through the early stages, Ruby Cooper is quite prominent, along with the Grey Watch. These two racing in the same colours. Grey Watch is the grey with the black cap. Dalala races third from a stern 4. Then comes Starlight Rose, and the last pair are Rock the Boat and last of all Crystal Ray. 3 virtually in line through the first quarter mile. They're spearheaded by the Grey Watch from Dalala on the outside, and this line of 3 completed by Ruby Cooper. It's just a length away to astern, with on the outside of him Crystal Ray, and on the near side Starlight Rose. And now last of the 7 is Rock the Boat, but he's no more than 3 lengths off this pace, which is now being set by Grey Watch, who shows with a definite advantage of a length from Dalala on the outside with a white sheepskin noseband. Michael Roberts just punching along on the grey astern from on the near side Ruby Cooper. Starlight Rose received reminders. Crystal Ray still awaiting race, the blue jacket green cap, and Rock the Boat also just creeping closer as they enter the last half mile. Grey Watch made most so far with a narrow advantage from Dalala on the outside. They're getting rather serious in behind. Ruby Cooper, Starlight Rose looking for room. Michael Roberts is punching along astern. Crystal Ray still going well. Rock the Boat still with every chance. Race inside the last quarter mile. Dalala's now come to the front from on the near side Ruby Cooper. Here comes astern. Starlight Rose is making a good challenge on the near side as well. A furlong and a half to race. Dalala's in front, but being pressed on all sides. On the near side Starlight Rose. On the far side the white sleeve jacket of Rock the Boat. Then comes Crystal Ray inside the final furlong or so, and Dalala's still just holding on. Starlight Rose on the near side. It's going to be another tight finish. It's between these two. Starlight Rose has taken it up close home from Dalala. Inside the final 25 yards, Starlight Rose beats Dalala by half a length. A blanket for third between Rock the Boat, Crystal Ray and astern. The last 2 home, although the stable companions Grey Watch and last of all Ruby Cooper.
So Starlight Rose won it. I should tell you that Starlight Rose is owned by the husband of my future landlady, Sally Thomas. I'm sure you're fascinated by that, but congratulations to her and her husband. Starlight Rose finally getting ahead in front. We'll have all the results for you. That's of the 7:05 and the 7:35 at Yarmouth, and confirmation of the 7:25 at Sandown. Just a couple of minutes on the winning post. Got a little mayhem for you, with races running into each other and photographs where horses have proved virtually inseparable. We now have 3 results for you. Those who've been waiting on tender hooks for the result of the first of our live races at Yarmouth this evening, the 7:05. Well, I'm delighted to say they've now sorted out the photograph. Here's the result.
Yes, some catching up to do, and it was not a dead heat. In fact, Silver Slipper did get there. First number 5, Silver Slipper, at 7-2, and second number 1, Passion Sunday, the 2-1 on favourite, caught absolutely on the nod, and they do go to great pains to separate them these days. All 5 ran. The return on Silver Slipper, bit of a surprise on our freeze frame, £4.50. Just just coming back to Sandown, that punching ride by Willie Carson there. First number 2, Free Mover at 5-1. That was steady in the market. Second number 8, Bally Knight at 11-2. Now we were reduced to only 7 runners with the 3 absentees, so the SP of Swordmaster is academic. But some people go for the TriCast, first 3 in the correct order or any order. Well, Swordmaster was third past the post and did start joint favourite with James's Special. They were both sent off at 7-2. The non-runners, one would imagine, certainly because of the ground in Faramineu's case. That one, Al Kairawan and Factual Fiction, still says 10 runners there, but of course we were down to 7 in the end. So 7 ran, and the return to £1 stake on Free Mover, £6. And Yarmouth, the 7.35 from very nearly last to first. Number 7, Starlight Rose, the winner at 8-1. Second, number 2, Dalala at 3-1. This, again, was a TriCast race, and it remains that way, even though there's an absentee. In this case, Triangle Point. Well, Rock the Boat was third past the post, of only academic interest in terms of SP. The unplaced favourite was Crystal Ray at 11-4. We were left with 7 of them, and the return to £1 stake on Starlight Rose, £9.
Starlight Rose rather missed the kick at Bath last time out over a mile, but the feeling was really that she needed a mile and a quarter. That didn't prove to be the case. Sally, if you're watching, I hope that means a reduction in the rent. Disappointment, there was a stern $170,000 yearlings, only paid back $3,500 of that so far. I suppose that's the name of the game in racing, Jeff.
And Keepers Grey. So just these 3 to go now. Tapping Feet and Tara Colleen both at the stalls now. And they're in, so we're waiting on 1, which is Keepers Grey, walking forward towards the stalls now. That's it, they're all in.
They're on the starters' orders and they're off.
With 7 furlongs in front of them, they come from the stalls a little bit slowly. Away was Ice Block, but as they settle down, just about Harvest Reaper on the inside from Tigana is showing good speed. Tapping Feet is up there with Wings of Desire. Ace Chapel in behind these, and then comes Iron Man towards the inside of the field as they race through the first couple of furlongs and begin to settle down. It's now Harvest Reaper who leads up by just a neck or so to Tapping Feet, who's come through on the outside to join it. Keepers Grey is just a half length away in third place, and these 3 have opened up a gap of some 4 or 5 lengths to Tara Colleen, who's sent out now in pursuit of them and making headway. Further behind is Wings of Freedom, and then comes Iron Man and Heaver Golf Lady as they race down towards the final 3. Up front, Tapping Feet has the lead on the inside, but being driven along as Keepers Grey matches strides and goes very well on the outside. A length and a half away to Tara Colleen, who's out into third place now and coming after the leaders. Further back behind him is Harvest Reaper, but some 5 lengths away as they turn for home. And it's Keepers Grey pushed along now, goes on by a length and a half, but here's Tara Colleen on the outside into second place, and Tapping Feet is battling on gamely. Behind him, Iron Man stayed on into fourth place, but a lot to do. Inside the final furlong now, Tara Colleen on the outside of Keepers Grey. Tapping Feet over on the inside rails. A great tussle between the front 2. Tara Colleen on the outside of Keepers Grey, and Tara Colleen has just got ahead in front now. It's Tara Colleen the winner. Keepers Grey in second, Tapping Feet in third, and Iron Man in 4.
Cheeky Chappie, one of the last to come forward, maybe a couple more to go. And Featherstone Lane is the other one to come forward, and Cheeky Chappie, and then they'll be just about all in. All in, and they're racing in the very early stages. Follow Me Girls. Joby leads the group over on the far side, which includes Classic Pet. And they come over towards the stand side. Follow Me Girls is prominent, but Featherstone Lane also well up with the leaders. Over towards the far side, Classic Pet and Joby are showing in front of that group. Towards the stand side, Relentless Pursuit and Half Tone and Cheeky Chappie, and racing on the rails is Rotherfield Park, showing good early speed. Close behind them comes Gimcrack Tycoon over on the far side as they pass halfway, and it's Classic Pet from Joby still. These in front of Just Like Me on the far side. On the stand side, racing in front now, Relentless Pursuit from Cheeky Chappie, the far side way ahead. And it's Classic Pet, Joby and Just Like Me, these three, as they race up now into the last half furlong. Over on the far side, Classic Pet, Joby and Just Like Me. This lot streets ahead of the others. Gone Savage heads the main group from Cheeky Chappie as they come up past the line with over on the far side, Classic Pet and then Just Like Me and Joby. All those three well past the group on the stand side.